Isabella, and this is
Scalero.
And to ask, what class are you teaching this year?
So I teach 3 classes on campus. I think you're most interested in 12th grade AP Lit. I also teach 9th grade seminar and 9th grade regular.
So how long have you been teaching AP Lit?
I have been teaching AP Lit probably somewhere close to 12 years now here on campus. My entire 21 years of teaching have been here at Scripps.
Wow, all right. So in terms of content, how does AP Lit differ from classes like AP Lang?
So AP Lit and AP Lang share a few commonalities, but I would say they're more different than they are alike, technically, because AP Literature and Composition is a literature course. So I think it's more similar to 9th and 10th grade in that way. AP Lang is nonfiction, so the focus really shifts. So we do a lot more reading in AP Lit than you do in Lang, although there is some reading in Lang as well. But we do a lot more reading because it's a literature-based class. So again, similar to 9th and 10th in that vein. The ways that they're similar, I think, is in the level of rigor, the amount of writing that you do, even though the writing is very different, the type of writing that you do is very different. The amount that you're doing is pretty similar, I would say.
I see. Now, for AP Lit, how is this class run on a day-to-day basis for your class specifically?
A lot of discussion. We do different things each day, but I always post them in the course calendar so students know kind of what to expect and what they're walking into, so there's no surprises. But it is heavily discussion-based, which means doing the reading is of utmost importance because then you can contribute not only in your small groups, but to the class at large also.
So for your class, what are important resources that you'll need for the entire year?
Coming into the class, resources coming into the class. I think the best thing you can do in terms of preparing for the class is looking at the summer assignment. So that went out, it always goes out in second semester of junior year. Whether you choose to do the summer assignment or not, because it's completely voluntary, is up to you, but at least looking through the materials so you're somewhat familiar with kind of what we're going to tackle and things that we'll at least be beginning the year with. I also think it's helpful to pay attention to the reading that you're doing in 11th grade because it gives you a nice foundation. It gives you something to sort of work with at the beginning of class. And I think those things are really helpful, things just to be mindful of.
And then for our very last question, any advice for students considering AP Lit as a class?
I think my biggest piece of advice would be take the class that excites you. So not necessarily the one that raises your GPA, because the level of rigor is a lot different. So senior year, you have some options. You have contemporary voices, you have English literature, and then you have AP literature as well. Contemporary voices is, as it sounds, more contemporary pieces of literature. English lit would focus on more of the classics. Neither of those classes are weighted in terms of GPA, and then you have AP literature and composition, which is prepping you for the AP exam at the end of the year. So a lot more rigor in terms of what you're expected to do during class. And again, what you want to be mindful of. So take the class that interests you, that you can handle when you look at the rest of your schedule. Especially considering going into your senior year with college applications, you want to think about what major you're applying under, and if you're better suited at taking lots of APs related to math and science versus APs in the humanities. So some of it kind of depends on where your interest lies and how much you're willing to challenge yourself when looking at the bulk of your schedule. It also really helps, it's not a requirement, but it really helps if you enjoy reading and you like literature, since that's a huge part of the class.
All right, thank you, Ms. Scalero.
You're welcome, anytime. And if you have additional questions, I'm in 904, you can stop by anytime. You are never bothering me, so please feel free.
Thank you.
You're welcome.